Morning, welcome to the video guys. Just getting in my morning steps. So I have like a route that I go on pretty much every morning. Depends if I have a Zoom PT session in the morning, but generally every morning through the week I'll walk Shannon to work and then I walk like a long way home, and it tends to be about 5,000 steps. So 5,000 steps in the morning, training day steps for 10,000. Throughout the day I'll get a couple, and then my training session I'll get 2 or 3. So generally I don't really have to go on a walk again. Sometimes like 1,000 steps in the evening if the session's not too active, or often I'll take my watch off when I train and then doesn't calculate the steps. But yeah, hope everyone's good. Before we get properly into the video, if you could like it, that would be awesome. If you could subscribe as well if you haven't already, that would be cool. And then basically with today's video, I'm just going to run through a training day, Wednesday training day. Later on we'll be hitting legs. So we got the news yesterday that gyms aren't opening from the 4th of July. So obviously from a financial standpoint, I completely understand, gyms don't make that much money for the government. But what's embarrassing is why they don't. The whole sort of, the fact that our whole society would rather go to the pub, rather buy fags, rather go gambling, whatever it may be, rather than go to the gym and actually look after themselves is it's just sad. So yeah, it's frustrating, it's shit, it's an embarrassment, but it's down to us as a society. It's our own fault. You get people blaming Boris, and obviously it's the people who are into the gym blaming Boris, but really we should just be blaming the rest of society that would rather go and get pissed than look after themselves, which I know obviously you can have a balance, of course, but it's just a shame that I'm sure I read some figures like basically pubs bring in like 100 billion a year or something stupid to the government, and gyms and health centres is 5 billion. It's a no-brainer for the government. It's fucking 20 times more. But it's just ridiculous that that's the world we live in. So yeah, I hope everyone's still managing okay. To be honest, if you've sort of got some long-term goals, you will have sorted yourself out during this time anyway. Majority of people, most of my clients got themselves a little bit of kit, not a lot, just a little bit of kit, and sorted themselves from early on, and have made some really good progress actually. Which, like I say, I did a post on it last night on Instagram, where I think a lot of people will be a bit annoyed at themselves to kind of have wasted this time and made steps backwards just because it was an easy way out, and you could say, oh, the gyms are closed. But anyway, yeah, shit news. What can we do? I've had some deliveries. So, first of all, I have gotten creatine, absolute standard. If you're not taking creatine, take creatine. I don't know why people don't take it, or even cycle off it. Like literally just take creatine, 5 grams a day. If it's going to do any benefit, great. If it doesn't, it's really cheap. It's widely researched, just take it. And then I also got my Ultra Carb, which is my intra-workout carb source. So both those from the Protein Works. There's a link in the description with my Protein Works link, and then the code next to it, FitFin25, get you 25% off. So go and do it. And then I also made an order from Insight Subs, where I've got more EAAs. So at the minute I use the Mutant Gear. It's basically gear. Decent EAAs, taste really good. Pretty good panel, serving wise. Leucine 4,000 milligrams, so 4 grams per serving, which is above that 3 gram threshold that we pretty much want. I had it in Peach Mango. This is Rocket Pop. new one to try, but it's a decent EAA, would recommend it. I've also got the Support Max joint. I get the powder form just because I like the flavour. So it's raspberry flavour. They only do raspberry on the Insight Sub site. I'm not sure whether Strom do any more flavours, but they only have raspberry available. They also do it in capsules. I know people use the capsules, but I like this because it's like, especially being on prep, it's a nice drink to look forward to in the evening. If you look back at my old video, my last video, that's the drink that I have in the evening. 6 grams of that. I feel like it's helping at the minute. It's hard to say because I came out of a deload and started implementing it. My joints were battered before the deload. After the deload, they've been okay. Is it because I had the deload? Is it because of this? I think a bit of both. But yeah, if you've got sort of any issues with the joints, then I would recommend this. It's a decent little joint formula. And then I also got the famous Perform Whey, which seems to be everywhere at the minute. Obviously showed it in my last video that I'm having the cinnamon donut flavour. This is the double chocolate flavour because I'm starting to run out of cinnamon donut. I actually wanted lemon cheesecake, but it's sold out. But I think over time I'll end up buying like every flavour because it's very good and it's very cheap. Actually, that being said, I'm using a flavour right now as a tripod. So yeah, I'd recommend that Whey. It's very, very good. I need to go into town and get some bits, so I will take the camera along and show you what I'm getting. So with it being so hot outside today, it's like 30 degrees today. What I've done is I have frozen my cream of rice pre-workout and also frozen my intra-workout. I'm training a little bit late today, so I've got no pre-workout drink, no like caffeine. I've not got any non-stim pre at the minute. So I'm gonna get this down me and then go and train legs. But yeah, would definitely recommend freezing it, or at least putting it in the fridge, making it earlier, putting it in the fridge or freezing it on days like this. Right then guys, welcome to the voiceover of the session. So leg session, we started off with a seated leg curl. So this machine that Sean's bought, it works as both seated leg curl and as a leg extension. So its resistance profile wasn't amazing. It was pretty light at the top range, and then getting into the end range was pretty heavy. So we added 1-2 assisted reps towards the end just to really get everything out of your hamstrings. But yeah, I think he paid like 200 quid, 250 quid for this piece of kit, and you can load it pretty heavily, and it's not bad at all. It feels small compared to like a commercial gym's seated leg curl. You have to use that plank of wood that you can see Sean using there to like get in and out, and this has to come all the way up to get in and out. But for what, you know, the price was, and for what we need it for in terms of just these sessions until the gyms reopen, it's very, very good. So I did 2 sets on the seated leg curl, Sean did 3, just because we're really trying to bring his hamstrings up a little bit more, and he seemed to be okay with a little bit more volume on them. And then we did 2 sets on a leg extension, the second set as a drop set. So as you saw there, Sean dropped the weight, so I hit failure on a load aiming for about 12 to 15 reps, and then Sean dropped the load and then went on and failed on a dropped weight. Again with this, the resistance profile is relatively consistent, but it's just getting it fully short is really tough. So we added 1 or 2 again assisted reps just to get everything out of the quads and make sure we're getting those last 1 or 2 short, because it just seems to die out. You just seem to die out due to the fact that it just gets so heavy in that end range. But yeah, really good piece of kit. So started on those 2 isolations, then we moved on to the main, or the first main compound of the session, which was the belt squat. So he's got a cable stack, which is great. So we clipped the belt to the bottom of the stack, stood on a step just so the range of motion was a little bit better, and got as close to the cable as we could. The further away you are, it pulls you forward. So we tried to get right close to the cable. So this was sort of the last 2 reps, I think that was, of my top set. And then when using the cable, the actual sort of bars of the cable stack to hold on to for stability. And then this is my constant tension back off set, which I've sped up. So at the minute, with the fact that we don't have a lot of machines and generally we have to use less load, I'm doing quite a lot of constant tension sets. So basically no pausing in any part of the rep. So no pause at the top, no pause at the bottom. Literally just keep moving, create as much blood flow as we possibly can, get as much of a pump and as much sort of metabolic stress in the legs as we can. Generally it'll be high rep and lower weight than your top set would be. I'm still doing a heavy top set where possible. So this was like a 30 rep back off set. I just could keep going, and then the cable actually got stuck at the bottom, but to be fair, I was pretty much done anyway. It's almost came out of its sort of line where it needs to be. So we did 2 sets on there, so a top set and then the constant tension back off. And then onto the leg press. So I had every sort of bit of weight that Sean has available, plus the band, and I still got a decent amount of reps on this set. But this was the set with separating the reps with a big deep breath in. The machine's great, real good depth, really smooth, felt bang on to be fair. So top set there, I think like I say, I think I got about 15, and then we did a back off set as a drop set. Sean did 3 sets here as well, two sets with a pause, and then a constant tension back off as well as a drop set. We just need to tweak his form on this and focus on sort of just a little bit of slight external rotation at the foot, because his feet were very straight and his knees were coming in on the reps, and it was sort of limiting him from what he could actually do. So he just turned his feet slightly out, focused on driving the knees out, and it was loads better. So as you can see here, that was the drop set. So those blocks, Sean actually welded them at work, welded the sort of clips on so that they can clip onto the bar and they can clip onto the leg press, and they're 20 kilos. So that's awesome that he's done that. He's done really well with modifications for his little gym in his garage. It's meant to be fair. So yeah, the leg press really smooth. I did 2 sets there, like I say, top set and then a back off with a drop. Then we went on to just 1 set on a hip thrust high rep. So I'm doing on both leg days at the minute. So on a Wednesday and a Saturday, I'm doing 1 set of hip thrusts. I've never really done them that much. When I have done them, I've done them a bit lower rep and stopping at the bottom, and I noticed that I just didn't get that much out of my glutes. I just felt my lower back more. Whereas with this high rep, one high rep set, I don't get any lower back pain, and I get a hell of a lot out of my glutes just through 1 set. So that's 170, and I think I got 16 there. So I'll keep it on 170, run it up to 20. Once I get 20, I'll go heavier. And I'm really enjoying that. I think you get a lot out of a high rep set on that, more so than a low rep. I don't really seem to get much out of my glutes until I hit 12 kind of reps plus. And then we just finished with 3 sets of calves on the leg press, aiming for sort of 12 to 20 kind of rep range, and then 3 sets of a cable ab crunch, about 12 to 15 reps on that as well. So yeah, that was the session. Really good session, and grateful that Sean can let me use the garage.
Jesus, that was a very good and very tough session, quite late at night as well. So obviously Sean works till like 5:30, so we trained from 6 and it's now 9:45. So long session, but a good session. Reason it was a little bit long was just because we're sort of getting used to that session together, that setup together. I was getting some new numbers in, because obviously it's new kit. We tweaked a couple of sort of form things with Sean, but yeah, very good session. I hope obviously the walkthrough, the voiceover was insightful, which I haven't actually done yet. So yeah, I'm going to leave the video there. Thank you to everyone for watching, following along. Any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next one.